Chapter 13, 77. Immortals vs. Immortal Gu House. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. A vast aura descended and swept across them. Fang Yuan, along with Shadow Sect's Immortals, got a jolt as their gazes focused. One of Yi Clan's Immortal Gu House's Bay Pavilion. Fang Yuan blurted out the name of this Immortal Gu House. He had laid low in Wu Clan for a long period of time in Wu Yihai's identity. During this period of time, besides managing his immortal aperture and exploring dream realms, he naturally did some other things as well. For instance, using Wu Clan's channels to get detailed information of Southern Border's Gu Immortal world. As such, when Bay Pavilion appeared, Fang Yuan immediately recognized it. Bay Pavilion was not tall, it only had 2 stories and looked flat. The pavilion was covered with ocean blue tiles, and it looked like a hawk spreading its wings. Golden islands were portrayed on the white walls, and blue waves were painted freely on the exposed columns. It had the style of Eastern Sea. Although Yi Clan was one of Southern Border's super forces, it was located in the northeast corner and had a close relation with Eastern Sea. This Bay Pavilion's strongest ability was to cross long distances. It could shoot through over 70,000 li directly. Southern Border's Super Gu formation was invaded by Shadow Sect, and Heavenly Court also took part. Yi Clan chose to mobilize Bay Pavilion, which was specialized in long-range chases. It was the best choice. Fang Yuan used the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle to escape from the Dream Realm battlefield, and was planning to go to plunder Shadow Earth Trench. But Bay Pavilion just happened to move towards the direction of Fang Yuan and the group. Bay Pavilion's investigative range was extremely large. The Gu Immortals in the pavilion had already learned of the situation in the Dream Realm battlefield, and when they found traces of the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle, they immediately gave chase. The upper extreme Heavenly Eagle was extremely fast, but Bay Pavilion could travel through space and cross tens of thousands of li in an instant. After a few warps through space, Bay Pavilion finally caught up with Fang Yuan and blocked their path. Although Fang Yuan and the rest were shocked, they soon reacted. After all, they had just escaped from a battlefield. Their nerves were still tense and they were on guard. Move! Fang Yuan controlled the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle to shoot towards Bay Pavilion. Do. At the same time, he took a step and nimbly jumped from the eagle's back. Before jumping, he did not forget to grab below him. Ying Wuxi was grabbed by Fang Yuan. He was like a living corpse. His eyes were still open and did not even blink. At the same time as Fang Yuan, Bai Ningbing, He Lulan, and the rest also jumped. Boom, boom! There were 2 strong sounds. The upper extreme Heavenly Eagle waved its strong wings directly at Bay Pavilion. Bay Pavilion was immediately pushed quite a distance by the strong force, but there was no damage. A warm light blue radiance started to spread from it. When it just spread, this light blue radiance was only a layer of thin light covering Bay Pavilion. But soon the blue light quickly spread outwards, dyeing the surrounding space of Bay Pavilion into a blue world. The blue light kept on surging and getting denser, and was also producing gushing sounds, like water waves. Suddenly an elephant trampled out of the blue light. This elephant's size was slightly inferior in size to the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle, but a normal person would be as small as a cat when compared to it. It had a wide back and looked like a 7-story building with doors and windows. It was truly strange. This is a wild beast specific to Eastern Sea story building water elephant. There are 7 stories on its back, which means it is an ancient, desolate beast. Fang Yuan immediately recognized it. He was very familiar with the story building water elephant because he had personally seen it before in the Eastern Sea Trading Convention. However, this story-building water elephant in front of him was not a real life form, but a certain defensive method used by Bay Pavilion. As for its battle strength and how it compared to a true ancient story-building water elephant, it still needed to be tested out. Fang Yuan retreated with Ying Wuxi and the rest, while using 180 slaves to command the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle. Kill this story-building water elephant. The upper extreme Heavenly Eagle accepted the command and let out a sharp cry. It descended on the story-building water elephant, then grabbed at it. Plop! The story-building water elephant could not resist the sharp eagle claws and was directly pierced through, collapsing instantly. It turned back into a blue light that returned to Bay Pavilion. Such strength! It is indeed an immemorial desolate beast. Inside Bay Pavilion, Yi Clan's Gu Immortals were also paying attention to this probe, but the result made them exclaim in shock. The upper extreme heavenly eagle was already fostered. Although its growth was quickened, there were enough heavenly crystals, letting it gain true rank 8 battle strength. It was not like last time. He Lu Lan, Fairy Miao Yin, and others let out sighs of relief. This story-building water elephant is weaker than normal ancient desolate beasts. Even a true ancient story-building water elephant is not the upper extreme heavenly eagle's match, let alone this one, which is much weaker. Fang Yuan's mood, however, was somewhat heavy. This ability, it should be the Immortal Killer move Water Life Resurrection. This move can create countless water life forms and use them for battle. Its strength is that even if the formed beasts are destroyed, as long as the blue light returns, the loss will be very small. Bay Pavilion can recreate them easily. Sure enough, in just a short while, story-building water elephants condensed from Bay Pavilion again. They all had 7 stories, with ancient, desolate-level battle strength. Moreover, there were even more of them this time, 5 in total. 5 water elephants condensed by the blue light charged toward the upper extreme heavenly eagle. Fang Yuan thought, water life resurrection, according to Wu Clan's analysis, not only involves transformation path and water path Immortal Gu, it also has light path Immortal Gu. It is impossible to break this move right away. This move can greatly expend its enemy's battle strength. I cannot get caught up in Yi Clan's flow. The moment this thought flashed through Fang Yuan's mind, he controlled the upper extreme heavenly eagle to directly attack Bay Pavilion, disregarding the story-building water elephants. At the same time, Fang Yuan gave a command to the Shadow Sect Immortals. We need to help the upper extreme heavenly eagle and destroy these 5 water elephants. He Lu Lan was the first to respond. She stretched out her right arm, her 5 fingers moved together without any gaps between them, and lightly jabbed at a story-building water elephant. Boom! A burning crimson ray of light erupted from between her fingers, and with breakneck speed, it pierced through the air toward the water elephant. This immortal killer move's speed was truly astonishing. The crimson ray completely pierced through the story-building water elephant, destroying it instantly. Fairy Miao Yin was the second to strike. Another 2 pairs of arms suddenly grew out from her body, and along with her 2 original arms, the 6 arms spread out like a blooming lotus. The 6 hands moved by themselves. The smooth, long fingers were moving in a dazzling motion. Ding, ding, dang, dang. Cling, cling, clang, clang. With the movement of her fingers, sharp sounds could be heard whenever they touched. At the same time, concentrated translucent sound waves appeared around 3 water elephants. The sound waves appeared quickly and vanished just as quickly. The 3 water elephants were covered in the sound waves. The injuries on them quickly accumulated. They charged left and right, trying to throw off the sound waves, but the sound waves followed them like shadows. Soon these 3 water elephants were killed, turning into 3 blue lights that returned to the Immortal Gu House. Earlier, Fang Yuan had only seen information on these 2 immortal killer moves. He did not witness their effects, but now it was different. He Lu Lan is using the Fire Path killer move Crimson Ray. Fairy Miao Yin is using her trump card, Wondrous Hand Profound Sound. These 2 immortal killer moves had originated from Purple Mountain True Monarch, and Purple Mountain True Monarch had given all his inheritances to Fang Yuan. Thus Fang Yuan knew them clearly. However, Fang Yuan did not thoroughly understand Binding Bing's killer move. 4 water elephants were already destroyed. Binding Bing, in her white robe, was crossing her arms across her chest, her dragon eyes flashing with cold light. She seemed to have not made a move, but she had actually already activated her killer move. The final story-building water elephant had soundlessly already frozen into a giant ice block. But soon the frozen story-building water elephant turned back into a blue light that passed through the ice layer and returned to Bay Pavilion, unobstructed. Binding Bing coldly snorted when she saw this. Fang Yuan's expression slightly shifted as he thought of many things. gaining a deeper understanding of the Gu Immortals on his side. He Lu Lan is restricted by the alliance agreement and has no choice but to follow me completely. So she had the fastest response and had no hesitation. Fairy Miao Yin did not hesitate on using her trump card, handling 3-story building water elephants by herself, as if she wants to prove her loyalty towards me. As for Bai Ningbing, she inherited Bai Xiang's true inheritance, and we are only allies. The killer move she used should be cold eyes. She tried to freeze the story-building water elephant and prevent the blue light from returning. Unfortunately, it is of no use. All kinds of thoughts flashed through Fang Yuan's mind as he threw Ying Wuxi behind him. Behind him was Lady White Rabbit. Right now, she still had rank 6 cultivation and had a terrified expression as she looked at the fight between the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle and Bay Pavilion. "Take him and retreat to the back," Fang Yuan said to Lady White Rabbit without turning around. "Marnt," Lady White Rabbit quickly agreed and obediently retreated far away. Fang Yuan slightly flew forward and took a deep breath. His body suddenly let out dazzling silver light. Red Date Immortal Essence was consumed rapidly as Immortal Gu were activated. Rank 6 Change Form, Immortal Gu. Rank 7 Dragon Breath, Immortal Gu. Rank 6 Dragon Scales, Immortal Gu. Rank 7 Dragon Strength, Immortal Gu. At the same time, a large amount of Mortal Gu like Dragon Scales, Gu, Dragon Horn Gu, Dragon Claws Gu, Dragon Eyes Gu, and so on were also activated. Immortal Killer Move, Ancient Sword Dragon Transformation. The bright silver light suddenly dissipated. Fang Yuan had disappeared. In his place was an elegant silver sword dragon that was emitting a sharp, awe-inspiring aura. The sword dragon growled lightly. It grabbed 2 pure dream reality seeker bodies with its claws and then swung its tail. Immortal Gu Sword. Escape! Whoosh! The ancient sword dragon Fang Yuan had transformed into disappeared from the spot. Fang Yuan's whole field of vision suddenly blurred. The next moment, his sight was mostly covered with the roof of Bay Pavilion. He was already above Bay Pavilion. There was no hesitation. Fang Yuan flicked the 2 pure dream reality seeker bodies down like bullets. Under the astonished gazes of Lady White Rabbit and the group, 2 pure dream reality seeker immortals detonated, turning back into 2 dream realms that covered Bay Pavilion. The upper extreme Heavenly Eagle lightly turned its body and quickly moved away from the range of the dream realms. Bay Pavilion was in a commotion. "Oh no, this is Dream Realm. This is bad. Bay Pavilion cannot block the dream realms. The entire Immortal Gu House will be corroded and break down."